Hey kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. Today you're looking at a 2016 Lawn Boy. It's a 6.5 horsepower with a Kohler powered engine. Model 10739. That's the serial number. The second set of digits is the year. If you're ever looking at a Lawn Boy style mower, and it's a 21-inch cut. So this is a customer repair. I had a gentleman come out at the beginning of the week. He had contacted me, said he worked for a non-profit. They were looking for a self-propelled unit. They didn't need a bag. They just needed a mower to cut their property on a budget. He didn't have a whole lot of money to spend, so he came out. I showed him what I had. I gave a tremendous deal on a self-propelled mower. It had some rust on the deck. It's the unit I got out at one of the cattle ranches. The top of the deck was rusty. I put some AC ductwork foil tape on it to stop the grass blow by. He didn't really care about that. So gave him a great deal on it. He said, hey, you work on mowers too. I've got one that a neighbor gave me. It ran for a while, that I couldn't get it started again. So I told him to bring it over, and here we are with this 2016. Ironically, it's an all-wheel drive. I worked on some Husqvarnas that were all-wheel drives. You really don't need this in Florida. Florida's flat, so this would be a northern mower. It would have better use up north with hilly terrain with the all-wheel drive. It's not needed here in Florida. It's overkill. So looking at the drive cables, you see the front and rear wheel drive cables, and they're all attached to a yoke. So I've never seen this double setup before, with a single bar going to the pull bar, and you got your front wheel and rear wheel cables all on one bracket. So that's how they solve that at Lawn Boy. So this being a 2016, I was surprised to see this reconditioned engraving. You'll see this when it's taken into either Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever this was purchased, and they look it over. It's got 9/13 of 2016. So the first year they had it, they brought it back for warranty work, and then they sprayed over the barcode here to prevent the people from saying it was a new unit out of the box, I'm assuming. That would indicate it's been worked on, and then the engraving, reconditioned 9/13/2016. So I've already started to disassemble this thing, so let's dig deeper. I forget if I actually happy juice this one, or just the fact he told me it's been sitting a while. I started to dig deep. So a lot of rust on the coil here. I'll have to lightly sand that. That's an issue right now. This rust buildup on the coil and flywheel. This thing's been sitting quite a while. The bottom nut on the carburetor bowl is 10 millimeter. I just want to see if there's any bad fuel in the bottom of the bowl. The main fuel tank is empty, that's dry. So we just may get lucky with some general cleanup on this Kohler. Completely dry, a little bit of sediment, but I think this is just going to be add fuel and clean up the coil. I'm not sure why Mr. Nonprofit could not get this going. So like I said, 10 millimeter to get the bowl off. This is 10 millimeter to take the air cover backing plate off. The 3 nuts holding the recoil down, those are 10 millimeter as well. When you go to put the recoil back on, take your WD-40 and lube this up. Spray some WD-40 in here on these pawls so they spring out a little bit easier. And you can see some surface rust here on the spring itself. Right there. Where the hook is for the spring, go ahead and spray some WD-40 in that crack. It'll coat the spring under the plastic here, and it'll prevent any major rusting. So give it a couple of good squirts in that crack where you see the hook for the spring. That's just a little general maintenance for the recoil. Might save you down the road. So let's see, I'm not going to remove the carburetor just because I'm not alarmed at what I see. It's dry with just a little bit of sediment here at the bottom. I'm going to clean this up and put this bowl back on extremely clean. So I'm not sure why this thing wouldn't start. Maybe he just ran it out of gas and never checked the fuel level and thought there was more issues, and then let it sit. And we got the rust issue here. What'll happen is these rust flakes will actually get in the gap here and actually could prevent ignition. If you got a lot of scaly rust here, it's going to be rubbing the coil. We don't want that. We want a nice gap. So what I'll do is do some cleanup on this, put it all back together, and maybe bring you kids back over to see if we've got luck. Maybe Mr. Nonprofit's going to get lucky. I won't have to dig too deep. Not bad. So we're at the low mark. I'll add a little oil. Feels like it's thick, like a 2050. It's not very thin. I'll just top it off. It'll be good to go. It's not worn out. And I just took the plug out earlier just to see what the condition of the plug was in. I got it around here somewhere. Not a lot of carbon buildup. I don't see any issue with that. So I'll put the same plug back in. Anywho, that's where we are at. Thanks for coming out. We'll do a follow-up on the 2016 Lawn Boy. See what killed this thing. It may be operator negligence without him filling the tank with fuel. I hope it's something that simple. Just looking at the bowl condition, there's no reason that carburetor needs to be pulled off and cleaned. Extremely clean bowl. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. It's usually snotted up with ethanol fuel byproducts. Anyway, you kids have a good day today. If you're having a good day, I'm having a fantastic day.